But let's just dive right into it and kind of how this is going to change it. So I'll say, like, kind of again, my experience last night was I tried a bunch of different questions, and where I found so far specifically ChatGPT, and I know there's a ton of other platforms out there that haven't been made as user friendly. I think that's the biggest difference with this is this has been made public and user friendly, and it's having extremely quick adoption to try it out, which is great because they're getting a bunch of data and feedback. And they even have a thing here, like next to the responses, you can thumbs up or thumbs down a response to let them know how they did, so they can continue to train the system. Also, again, I learned this, but ChatGPT is not connected to the internet. So it's only from 2021 and before that it can give you information. And it can't give you a lot of specific info, like to people, places, or things. Like you can't be like, what's going on in Halifax in 2020? It won't answer that. Right. But it can give you broad stroke information, right? And so where I found it really useful after asking it a million questions was getting data and answers. So I'd be like, what was the interest rate in 1986? In the U.S. And I'll be like, the U.S. Federal Reserve in 1986 had this rate. So it was great for getting like direct answers like that.
That's also like an evolution of like Siri and these smart home devices that we have that already are listening and interacting with us, both when we know they are doing it, but also when we specifically make a request. This is the next level of that.
Yeah, exactly.
The landing page technology kind of revolutionized real estate lead generation in sort of like the early 2000s, right? Which was that you could pay a lot of money to set up these websites that, you know, now are so commonplace, but at the time were pretty groundbreaking. Like, what's my home worth? And, you know, send me a list of properties at such and such a price point. And you would get these landing pages, and then you would just run ads that direct people to those landing pages. And that used to be a big deal. The problem was, as much as it sounds like, yeah, just fill out this form and you'll automatically be emailed this report. And you think that it's something happening in a computer. No, you know, there's some schmuck on the other end of that form then taking your information and trying to produce a report. But with this technology, as we've seen, it would be very easy to have that report literally generated
and be personalized and be personalized
and even have follow-up questions. Like, when I did these landing pages, which I did, is someone would fill out the form and they would immediately get a response back automated through the form
technology. Your real estate
technology.
book is in the mail.
Yeah, thank you so much for filling out the information. Can you answer the following questions as well to add a bit more insight about your home?
Yep.
And part of that would be to actually get the insight, but the other part would just be to send them a response because people like to be engaged with in a timely fashion and they feel like they're actually moving things down the pipeline.
Yep.
The fact that that conversation will be able to begin right away and go back and forth and seem they will literally not be able to tell that it's not a human being there. And they can ask questions like, oh, thanks for your request for the showing. Are you pre-approved? Are there any other homes in the area that you're interested in? They respond, I'm not pre-approved. Like, oh, okay, well, here, this is the contact of a really great mortgage professional that I work with all the time. And it'll be an AI person sending those responses based on the little bit of information we'll have input there. And your ability to take a lead through the sales flow
much easier
is going to be so freakishly powerful.
Agreed. Again, another thing we can mention for realtors, but I really want to jump into how it can benefit investors because I think that's mostly who's listening here and kind of thinking like, how is this going to change our game? But the last one for realtors, I think, will be like lead generation, and it's already kind of happening.
100%.
Because I think Facebook is doing it, and we're able to utilize their services, but their data scrubbing on what people, like who people are, what people are doing, and kind of who's the ideal target to go after for buying and selling a home based on age, demographic, even when there's search history within the internet or in Facebook, they're using all of that to allow us to pinpoint ads to capture those people. And as semi-predatory as it seems, there's also an aspect of if I'm shopping for a home and I get that, like it's kind of helpful that it pops up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The only problem is, again, where I think people feel that it's predatory is it's like it might not necessarily be the best person or might not be the best realtor. It's just whoever chose to spend $25 to be in front of my face.